Hi, how are you? How's it going? How are you doing? I'm Mark and I'm passionate about English. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you a lot more about what's going to be in my English courses, starting in September. Firstly, let me tell you how the courses are going to go. So I'm recording 4 3-monthly courses. So that's a lesson every week, about 3 hours. I will send these to you so you can download them onto your computer, your laptop, your iPad, your smartphone, whatever you like. And the lessons will be very, very cheap. I would like you to pay for each course, which is 3 months, and the 3 months cost only £25. If you want to sign up for the whole year of lessons, then it'll go down to £75 instead of £100. You can also join the courses anytime. You don't need to begin in September, but it would be great because I'll have a Facebook page and you can start making contact with other people around the world learning English and use the expressions and the English you learn on my courses. Use it or lose it. So I said it's going to be very cheap and I think you will get so much benefit from these lessons. So let me tell you what's going to be in the lessons. Well, firstly, it's not going to be much about grammar. I guess you've learned a lot of grammar, but still you don't speak English so naturally. And also you've probably learned a lot of difficult vocabulary in school. You would have to have done that to pass exams and so on. But actually in normal day English we don't use so many of those difficult words. But we do use a lot of expressions, idioms, phrasal verbs and so on, which probably you don't know so well. So let's look at idioms first. Now, I'm passionate about idioms, and to be honest, I got the idea for doing these courses because of idioms. I was thinking of doing an app about idioms, but in the end I decided to do these courses. Now, some idioms you'll know, I'm sure. For example, piece of cake. If I come out of an exam and you say, Mark, how was your exam? And I say, it was a piece of cake. Probably you know that means it was very easy. But other idioms probably you don't know. I was talking to a Dutch girl recently who speaks excellent English, and I asked her, what does just what the doctor ordered mean? And she heard the word doctor and she thought it's something to do with medicine or drugs and so on. But it has nothing to do with doctor. Let's say I come back from holiday and you say, Mark, how was your holiday? And I say, it was just what the doctor ordered. It means it was perfect, or it was just right. And again, let's say we're sitting down for dinner and a gorgeous, delicious pizza arrives and I say, just what the doctor ordered. It means it looks good, it looks perfect for me. And we also use idioms in magazines and newspapers too. So for example, when William and Kate got married, in the newspaper it said, William and Kate tie the knot. Now, tie the knot just means get married. But of course, if you don't know that idiom, you wouldn't understand what it means. Many teachers see idioms as advanced, so probably they don't teach you them so much in school. And if you had a non-native English teacher, probably they didn't know that many idioms, so they couldn't teach you anyway. Anyway, so lots of idioms, at least 2,000 in the over the year, maybe about 40 a lesson. And I'll give you very clear examples like I just did. Well, I hope they were clear. And you'll soon learn them. And don't forget, you don't need to use them necessarily. You can, of course, but you need to recognize them. Otherwise, you can't work them out like you can with some vocabulary. Okay, I guess you also have trouble with phrasal verbs, and I can understand why. let's take a look at the verb put. Now, you can have put up, put in, put out, put on, put up with, and so on. There are many, many phrasal verbs just using the verb put. Again, I will give you clear examples, and you will soon pick up, there's another phrasal verb, lots of phrasal verbs. And that will really help you with your English. Collocations. Now, you don't need to know this word collocation. It's a word used by English teachers. But it basically means words that often go together. If I was to ask a native English speaker what word often comes after deeply, they would almost certainly say deeply touched or deeply moved. Let's say you send me a nice email and I reply, "Thank you for your email, I was deeply touched." These words just go together naturally in English. But you may think you could also say, "I was deeply encouraged," or "I was deeply taught." But we would never say this in English. So I'm going to help you with lots of collocations and really improve your English and make it sound much more natural. Pronunciation is another thing. I'm not really going to be looking at the pronunciation of words so much, but for example, linking. Now, I remember when I was teaching in Japan a long time ago, and I was playing a tape, and they had to say where the person was from, and he said, "I'm from Italy." Now, such an easy thing, but they couldn't understand because they heard Mitterly. Because we put "I'm from Italy," not "I'm from Italy." So I'll be helping you with things like that. You may have heard me already say in this video, "I'm gonna," or "I wanna." Some people think this is bad English, but it's not. It's natural. Excuse me. It's not. It's natural English. So I'm gonna, I'm going to. I wanna, I want to. Another example, you probably know, would you like to go to the movies tonight? But often in English we say, do you fancy going to the movies tonight? But actually we say, do you fancy going to the movies tonight? So do you becomes do. And again, I'm sure this must be quite difficult, but I will really help you with all these things. That leads me on to TV and movies and radio. I'll be putting things on my Facebook page from TV and from movies and the radio, ask you to watch them, and then easy for me to guess what you will find difficult in those clips. So then I will explain them during the lesson, and then you can watch again, and it will be a lot easier for you. And of course, if you watch it 2 or 3 times, it'll become even easier. I nearly said more easy then. And then when you watch other TV programs or movies, slowly, you will understand much more clearly. Okay, I'm passionate about music. Now, listening to songs in English is another great way to improve your English. They're easy to remember. By the way, we call the words in songs lyrics. Let me give you, first let me confess, I'm probably a lot older than you, but I still like lots of modern music. So I'll be looking at songs by Beyonce or One Direction, as well as Beatles, Rolling Stones, and so on. And as I said, it's easy to remember phrases or expressions from songs. Now, excuse my singing, but for example, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you could say or sing to them, "Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling?" So if you don't know, that's a Bob Marley song called "Is This Love?" But just a little example of how you can learn English from songs. Another thing I shall do is something called a taste of Britain. Now, maybe I didn't tell you, but I'm British, but I'm not English. I'm from Wales, so I'm Welsh. I'm British and I'm Welsh. But I live in Bournemouth in England, and Bournemouth is one of the most popular places in the world for learning English. We have many, many language schools. So I will go down to the beach. We've got a very long, beautiful beach, interview people on the beach. I might go to a pub and interview the landlord, landlady. That means the person who owns or runs the pub. Have a look at the menu and film the pub and so on, just to give you a taste of Britain. And I'll be looking at the language people use in my interviews. I'll go to London. The Tate Modern is a fantastic art museum, and interview people coming out about the paintings they've seen and the exhibitions and so on. Now, I'm really sure you find the British sense of humour difficult. So I will also be looking at jokes. Our jokes often depend on playing with words or word play. And so I will explain, I'll tell you the joke, I'll explain the joke, and even look at some pretty bad jokes for fun. Okay, another thing is I'll be giving you tips on how to improve your English, and I'll also interview other English teachers for them to give you advice about improving your English. So, if you have any questions, please email me, mark@passionateboutenglish.com. You could also sign up or register your interest on the website, or why not take a chance and just pay for the first 3 months or even the whole year. I'll be putting free mini lessons on YouTube during June, July and August, and you can see the address at the bottom of the screen. And I will be doing at least one idiom, one phrasal verb, one collocation and one joke in each lesson. And there will also be a little competition, so you could actually win the first 3-month course for free. You'll have to watch the first YouTube video to learn how to do that. And also don't forget Annabelle's IELTS exam course. This will be a bit more serious than my course, but very, very useful. Even if you're not thinking about taking the IELTS exam, there'll be lots and lots of stuff in there for you. There will also be a Facebook page where you can make comments, put your own posts, and make contact with other people learning English. And also a Twitter, so you can follow me and I'll put posts up, maybe funny things, but also to let you know when I've put the YouTube video on and so on. So I would love to have you on board. Oops, that's an idiom. That means I'd love you to join me in this, in my courses. So I hope that's enough. Thank you very much for listening to the video, and hope to hear from you soon and hope to help you improve your English. Thank you very much. Bye.